Hey, everybody. Today we are diving into 5 powerful insights from Wistia's 2025 State of Video Report. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super excited and thrilled that I get a chance to be here with you this evening. My name is TanyaSmith. So let me go ahead and pull up some things real quick here. First of all, let me remind you to like, follow, and subscribe. If you have been to our channel before, you know that we typically go live on Thursdays for our Stream Like a Boss TV show. What I have been doing recently is going live on Tuesdays for a Tech Tuesday episode. And so this is going to be kind of a little bit of a mix of Tech Tuesday, but also some strategy and some conversation about live streaming in general and how you're marketing yourself and your brand. For those of you who are here for the very first time, I encourage you to go ahead and pop in a hashtag newbie so that we can say hello and acknowledge you being here for your very first time. And if you have been here before, ever watched a show on Stream Like a Boss TV, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and now Substack, go ahead and type in a hashtag OG. Our folks know exactly what to do. Let me see if we can pop that up and remind you real quick here, hashtag newbie or hashtag OG. Now, I'm going to go ahead and warn you folks that it is storming where I am in Texas right now. So I'm going to do my best to stay on. I do have backup and all of that, right? But if we need to disconnect, we will do so and do so safely. I do want to try to go ahead and get you these 5 trends because we had it on tap for last week to talk about. But then we ran into a little conflict. My daughter was actually engaged in a small accident. She's doing well. So thank you for all of your kind words, thoughts, and encouragement and prayers as well, especially my folks that were over on Substack. So thank you for that. She's doing well. The cars can be repaired, so, you know, it's the bodies that we wanted to make sure we're taking care of. I do want to say a really quick, I don't want to say shout out. I want to say a prayer for the families who have been victims of the floods that have taken place in southwest Florida, or not Florida, but Texas. So a little southwestern of where we are, about 5 hours away. So we are really sad and just grieving for those families, for those children, for those adults, for everyone who was involved. Thank you for showing up, 24-hour boss. I see you there. Let me see if I got this working. There we go. OG in the house. What's up? What's up? Let me also acknowledge some folks that are over here on Substack too. Let's make sure we got our stuff going on. I want to make sure that we can see you and see your comments too. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, Tom, it's been kind of crazy. It's been nuts over there. So I really do hope for the best for folks who have been victimized and continuing to have to suffer through a lot of the floods and rain. So thank you for saying hello and happy Tuesday. Thank you. Hey, Thaddeus House. It's good to see you, sir. All righty, folks. So we're going to jump in. I've got these 5 trends, and I will try to get through them before we have any impact from this storm. If we do run into any trouble, I will definitely safely disconnect and try to give you a heads up and warning, and then we'll come back on when we can. I am wearing an Ecamm Live hat right now. In case you're wondering, this is Ecamm Live, so I'm actually using the Ecamm Live platform for my streaming tonight, and I'm also on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Substack this evening, just because we do have a potential Thursday conflict. I've been engaged in a lot of things lately, so I wanted to make sure to get you this content so that you can watch. And if you happen to be watching the Thursday replay, type in hashtag replay so that I can come back and make sure I acknowledge you here. Okay, let's talk about what we came to talk about. First and foremost, we're going to be covering the 2025 Wistia video trends. So there's a state of video report that they do, and I actually do have that pulled up. Let me go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you where you can actually get this. It is a very interesting video marketing report, and they are pretty much known for putting statistics and statistic-backed reports out as it relates to video, because it is a video company, right? But let me share with you, I'm going to do a quick screen share so that you can see this right here, okay? It's called The State of Video, and they have their own show where they're pulling out some of the things that they think are important. Well, I wanted to read through it myself and identify and spotlight some of the things that I think are important for you as my community and for me too, right? That because we talk about live stream marketing, we talk about video itself and how it's playing a role in the lives and businesses of creators, whether you're a service-centered creator like a coach or consultant, or you're product-based or whatever it is you do. Video is a central part of marketing and really showing up and connecting to audiences right now. So I wanted to pull out some trends that I think are pretty relevant and to talk through those, okay? We've got 5 that we will highlight. They also have their own review, as I mentioned. And to get here, you're going to go to Wistia.com. I didn't type this in. I guess I could, but you can do a quick Google search and you pull up Wistia.com and then go to video marketing statistics. So marketing and then video marketing statistics for 2025. And there's the state of video and information where they're talking about some of the things that are important, okay? And this is what I pulled from. So this is what we're going to be focused on and spotlighting tonight, okay? All right. If you do have questions, pop them into the chat because I'm here with you. And I want to make sure that you and I both get benefit from this. As always, I love interacting. I love hearing from you. And I do have one thing that I'll share with you later on in the show about something that's coming up. It's going to be my very first AI creator lab. So I'm super thrilled about that. And I created an AI assistant named Vera, which we can talk about that too. All right. Happy Wednesday to you. I see you, A Positive Lifestyle. Wonderful to see you here. Thank you. Okay, folks. And yes, I promise I will do my best to be safe. So if things get a little too choppy, we'll end early and we'll go ahead and come back on a different night. Okay, so one of the things that I like to share whenever we do these events is I like to talk about the purpose or the reason behind anything I'm talking about being relevant to you. I want to give you that connection so you're not having to connect the dots yourself. So one of the things that I want to talk about in terms of video trends, or for you to understand this, is that it's not really intended to overwhelm you. It's intended to empower you. It's intended to simplify your strategy and to help you to stay relevant. Because when you're studying and you're researching and you understand what works and what doesn't, then you can make more informed decisions. And I'm all about making informed decisions, not just decisions based off of, a social media post here or there, but really going a little bit deeper. So the benefit of this is that these insights can help you to cut wasted time, to engage your audience more effectively, and to grow without chasing the trends or the dollars, right? To be informed. So if you're ready to learn what's working now and how to adapt without the burnout, I want you to type in a let's go. All right. All right. I see it. Yes, everyone is good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. I am too. I'm looking forward to the AI Creator Lab at the studio. I'll talk a little bit about that in between our points here in just a second. Thank you, Dr. 𝐕𝐈𝐃𝐄. Yes, we are doing well. Okay. Y'all ready for number 1? I see Tanya said, let's go. Well, let me pop it up. Let's go. So she is signaling that it is time. It is time. So here we go. Let's dive into number 1, point number 1. And point number 1 is this. And I thought this was really interesting and very important for us all because sometimes we get some of these little reports that come out and it's like, hey, long form content is dead and short form content is it, and everybody should go short form. And so we follow these different waves, don't we, where somebody's saying one thing and then somebody's saying another thing, and we feel like we're just going back and forth. It's almost like we're getting whiplash, right? So what I think is important about this, I'm going to give you a couple of key strategies that came out of the report. And again, you can read it for yourself if you go to the Wistia.com site. That's Wistia. But this first thing that I pulled out from it, basically it says that 30 to 60 minute videos still hold attention. Hey, what? So we're doing these live streams. And if you were like, hey, wait a minute, but all the shorts, they're doing the thing. Yes, each length of video has its own purpose. The importance is that you're thinking of how to set a variety, right? To have a variety of content. And so short videos absolutely serve a purpose, especially when it comes to creating awareness of you in the shorts feeds and the reels and TikTok and that type of thing. But long form content is still holding attention. And so here's what it talks about. 30 to 60-minute videos still hold attention, especially when educational and intentional. So if you're in a field where you're talking about education, this could be the move for you, the long form content, the live streams that we talk about. When I teach the boss framework is literally all about centering on your live streams and how you're marketing with these streams. So the B is for the branding, the O is for offer based content and reverse engineering what you're putting in these streams to lead back to your offers, right? And then there's the S and the S for systems and staying consistent, and also the S for social engagement and making sure you never forget the human element. So Boss Framework teaches that when we talk about live streaming and we talk about those 4 parts of how you show up as a boss on camera. To me, this just reiterates that. So my question for you is, are you more comfortable creating short videos or long videos? I want you to type in a 1 if you're better right now, if you feel like, hey, I'm pretty good at short videos, or 2 if you feel like long videos. And if you're still figuring it out, I want you to type in a 3. Okay, let me see where everybody is. 1, 2, or 3. So 1 if short videos are your jam, 2 if long videos, and then 3 if you're just trying to figure this thing out, right? Let's see from you in the chat. I want to see that. Okay, also, as businesses, and this is a quote that came from the report. So again, I'll make sure you can read the report on your own. So I'm pulling out snippets, but I want to make sure that I point these things out. And point number 1, of course, is what we're focused on right now. But as businesses continue to invest in long form video content like webinars, product demos, video podcasts, average video length increases accordingly. So we need to continue to keep in mind that it's not all about the short game. It's about having a good mix of variety. And really, we have an opportunity as entrepreneurs, as business owners, to truly leverage long form content, i.e., or e.g., live streams, right? To be able to get our brand out there, especially when we're doing educational and intentional and purposeful videos. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a couple of folks that have put in some of their answers. A 2 is what I'm seeing there. Yep. Me too, as you know. What's up, Educated Natural in the house? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm so glad that you got that. Let's see. Dr. 𝐕𝐈𝐒 says 2, but I do both. I started my live stream journey doing long form. I love doing long form. That's me too. Now, I realize that I have to get out of that zone and actually do more short form content. And it's not just about taking your long form and repurposing, even though you know I teach that all the time about repurposing. And we're going to talk about that too as one of the 5 points. But it's also about taking the time to simply pick up your phone and share something, right, in a 60-second or less video. And so I want to do more of that. That's something I'm working on. What are you working on? I see some 3s over here on the Substack space. So yeah, we got a variety of folks. 3s are the people who are still kind of looking forward to working out, like, what is the right length for me? I get it. What is the right length for you? Okay, so let's talk about number 2. Here's point number 2 that I pulled from the Wistia report, and that is this. This is interesting, and I want to show you this in action if I can here in a short minute. Most creators are skipping video on thank you or booking confirmation pages. This is golden, y'all. So the key is that Wistia is showing that those pages actually have higher engagement. So when someone signs up for your PDF, if they sign up for, joining whatever it is you're working on, right? And then at the end of their sign up process, they go to the thank you page and you have a welcome video and it says, "Hey, thanks so much for signing up. You're in the right place. You made the right choice, blah, blah, blah," right? And you're explaining or reaffirming that they made that choice by sharing the benefits and touching on things that you want them to do next. That is really powerful. And so Wistia's report actually brought that up and said, we're not making the best use of it, but those pages get high reach and high engagement. And so you can ask people to take the next step, to go and visit something else, to potentially purchase like a low ticket item, whatever it might be. Invite them to book an appointment or a call with you, but taking them to that next step on those thank you pages or booking confirmation pages, that's the jam, y'all. So that was number 2. It's a missed opportunity for a lot of us as entrepreneurs, and we need to make sure we're taking advantage of that. So here, I see this note. Let me pop this up real quick here too. And I'm going to see if I'm able to do it in both places. I don't know if I will be able to or not, but we're going to try it. That's not it right there. All right. It showed up a little bit differently than I wanted it to, but that's okay. We're going to go back over here. Hold on. Let me pull this up. It's my standard for having a thank you page on my site for everything. Thanks for confirming. I'm not doing too much. You are not doing too much. And look, there are some folks that are in this feed right now, in this chat right now, who know that's a standard for me. So when people sign up for different things, one of the first things I want to do is to welcome them into the community by sharing a personal video, by making sure that I'm reaching out and saying, "Hey, I see you and I appreciate you." And it can't be communicated any more effectively than with a video, right? So think about how you're leveraging those spaces. And so specifically what the word was on the Wistia report streets is this. It said, videos on contact and thank you pages had significantly higher play and engagement rates than other video types on the website. So what are we waiting for if that is the case, y'all? What are we waiting for, and why don't we do that and make that a standard? Now, I will share with you, usually when I try to create a lead magnet or some type of really anything, it's important to me to ensure that people understand how to use that thing. And so again, video is a great way to do it, even if it's a faceless video and it's just you talking and doing a screen share to show them how to use the thing that you invited them to sign up for. Let me see, I got a question here in the house from Dr. Vibe. What is your suggestion about incorporating a thank you page into a live stream? So I guess what I would say is, that's a good question, Dr. Vibe. So one of the things that you could do, and this is something that I do, is it's subtle, and I probably could leverage it more as I'm processing through what you're asking, but one of the things you can do as you ask people to subscribe and to like and to follow and all of those things is at the end, when you have your end card up, you can certainly lead people to a thank you page for subscribing or following. The challenge is, especially if you're having them connect like on YouTube or something like that, is that they don't necessarily, you don't have like a Zapier or Integrately or any of those type of API webhooks. You don't have a connection that automatically takes a person from when they subscribe to your YouTube channel, for instance, to another place. That's not there. So one of the things I'm thinking through as you ask this question is, you can certainly make sure that any of the links that you're leveraging inside of your YouTube video or your Substack video and other spaces, you can certainly make sure that those links, wherever you're leading people to, have a follow-up thank you page, right? Or a booking connection or whatever it might be. That's one thing. Another thing, and I'm going to show you this. So I recently picked up something called 𝐿𝐿. And now I have something called Traft for my booking appointments, but I'm going to show you an example of what this looks like and why I'm actually loving this particular app. Let me show you this. So I created something called Coffee with Tanya, which is a simple and easy way for people to come and hang out with me and just like get to know me, right? So it's just a little chat that we get to have. And it may or may not be a sales call. I ask people not to use it simply to pitch me their services, but it's more about connecting, like truly connecting and supporting each other, right? So let me show you how I'm leveraging video on this page. There's two different ways I can show you real quick, okay? And as a reminder for those people who are coming in right now, what we're doing is we're walking through 5 tips and insights that I've gained from the Wistia State of Video report. And so we're on insight number 2, where we talked about how thank you and contact pages are missed opportunities. And so what I want to show you real fast here, and I'm going to do a quick screen share. Let's go over here and look at this. On this screen share, you can actually see, so 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒, the reason why I like this particular booking app is what this does is it actually allows you to include a video on the page. And you can certainly create a thank you page that is a custom page that has yet another video that says, hey, congratulations, your booking has been reviewed and accepted. Or you can say, hey, your booking has been received and we're in the process of reviewing it, and you'll get an approval or confirmation within the next 20 minutes. You could do something like that. But what I love about this one over the one that I've been using is that it gives you the ability to actually put a YouTube video right here, which is dynamic, because as people are coming and they're booking that call with you, they get to hear a little bit more about who you are. You can introduce yourselves to them. If it's a specific type of booking page, right, you can give them a little bit more information about what to expect on the call. In addition, it also has other little blocks and things. They call them widgets, right, where you can answer FAQs and that type of thing. But even if I weren't using these testimonials and other widgets, what was really powerful to me about using 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒 is the ability to be able to have that video right here. Now, there's also another page or booking system called Book Like a Boss that I used to use way back. That also gives you the ability to be able to add video to your page. And if you use Go High Level, another booking calendar that you can use and then develop and make it look however you want, you can add videos on that page as well. Now, the one that I currently use, I'm going to show you the difference, right? So if I have someone come here to book at streamlikeaboss.tv in our booking area right here, let me show you how this might look a little bit different. Okay, so let's say this is the Coffee and Collabs chat. I'm not yet, at least, and this is on draft, but I'm not yet able to add a video on the first page. But what I do is when people click the book now and it takes them to the back end page, I'm leveraging the back end page to once again reaffirm, hey, congrats and thanks for, booking the call with me, et cetera, et cetera. So I can see how when they talk about the fact that in this point number 2, your thank you and your contact pages are missed opportunities, there's so many different ways that you can use video. And if y'all haven't been doing it this way, they're right. It's a missed chance for you to really create that personal connection and to expand on any connections that you've been building in your live streams. Just saying. All right, let me see if we got questions in here. The Educated Natural said, yes, thank you pages are a must. I'm working to adding a video thank you versus always a written thank you. Yes, absolutely. So I hope I answered your question. It was probably the long way around, Dr. Vibe, but I think I got there. Tech Troublemaker Roy Richardson in the house also says the same thing. Thank you pages and thank you videos are a nice touch. They are, and they're memorable. Like, people remember that you did that above and beyond other people who are simply just giving you the standard text version of the landing page. Greg Russell, Technology Tuesday, sir. There's my brother in the house. Let's see. Like the video touch with the app. What is the name of it again? It's called 𝐓𝐇𝐈𝐒. And I can certainly make sure that I include that link because I believe they still may be on AppSumo, but you can go and check and see if they're still there. 𝐓𝐶𝐾. Let's see. I would like to thank you for sharing this information. I hope that Dr. Vibe, I love your questions. I love them. So please keep them coming. And anybody else who has questions, please go ahead and pop those into the chat. Any comments that you have, I would love to see you. I see my girl over here on Substack. Hey, Alicia. Alicia Jacobs in the house, y'all. Say hello to her. All righty, folks. Let's head on over. I'm going to make sure that I pull the next one up. So I've given you 1 and 2. Let's talk about point number 3. Point number 3 is very interesting as well. All of these were, I thought, because I honestly had kind of moved away from these. Can I say that? But I have a reason. I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain what I'm going to say, but I want to tell you what they said first. So webinars, 89% of marketers repurpose webinars now. Now, y'all know I am the repurposing queen. If you have followed me for any length of time, you know that I will take a single live stream video every week and cut that thing up into at least 20 different types of pieces for social media, for an article, all of the things. I haven't been as on top of my game here lately just because of a lot of personal things that have been popping off. But when I talk about repurposing, it really is a matter of making sure that you get the maximum juice out of your lemon squeeze. So when you're creating any piece of content, you really have to know that people may consume it in different ways. And so your job is to get it out there in as many ways as possible, right? So here's the thing. What they said is that 89% of marketers repurpose webinars now. A good workshop can become a podcast, a blog post, a social clip, an evergreen freebie. It can become all kinds of things. And so we want to make sure that we are getting the most out of our webinars. And webinars actually take a lot of time to put together if you're doing it right. I know, because I used to do them frequently, all the time. I will talk about why I kind of pulled back from that in just a second. But we do use this method right now inside of our different boot camps and creator labs. We have an AI creator lab that's taking place next week. It's next Wednesday, July the 16th. So let me go ahead and pop that up real quick so that you don't forget to register, because I'm only going to put 30 seats in place, only 30. So streamlikeaboss.tv AI brand lab is where you're going to find out more information about that one. But the point being, when we talk about webinars and repurposing, and I will share again a little bit more context here, when we talk about that, if you've hosted a webinar, it's the most commonly repurposed type of video. That's what they're saying, with 89% of respondents saying that they reuse them in other formats. Look, if you have a book, if you have a speaking keynote that you do all the time, any of those things, right? Sometimes they can be reverse engineered and you're doing the webinar first and then creating the other pieces. Or sometimes you create the webinar where you're putting all the content and the modules and things in place, the worksheets, et cetera, and then you're converting that into other sales products. So maybe you sell that workbook for $27, or maybe you turn that webinar into, you convert it into text and it becomes your next ebook. There could be any number of ways that you're repurposing, similarly to live streams, but their focus was webinars. Now, I'm going to share a little bit about why I was kind of like, Part of the reason why I probably don't do as many webinars these days is this. What I've found is that a lot of people like to do what they call evergreen webinars. Okay. And I'm not saying these are bad, because I have probably in the hopper right now about 10 that are still evergreen and out there rolling, and people will still sign up and access them and everything. Right. And so the beauty of this is that you're creating the content. Maybe you're creating it once, and then it continues to produce leads for you because you're putting it into a system. But there's a couple of things that tend to hold people back from putting it into the system. One is finding the webinar system that you want to use, because many of them are subscription based and they are costly. Okay, so let's just be real. What we don't realize is that we have options. We don't necessarily have to go and get a webinar system, But if you do, I'll tell you a couple of them that I use. I like Webinar Jam, but I did get it on a lifetime deal years ago, so I don't have to pay anymore, right? So Webinar Jam is a pretty robust one that has a lot of the different features and things that I like. Big Marker is another one, and that is pretty pricey, but again, got it on a lifetime deal through a person who I trusted, right? A group that I used to be a part of. But I'm not telling you to go out and put your money into those things. What I'm saying is, if you're thinking about a system, think about something that fits your budget, whatever your budget is. I'm not in your pocket. But Google Meet can literally act as a webinar space or platform. You literally have all the reactions there. You have comments and chat. You have questions and answers. You can create polls. The same thing with Zoom. So you can use those. And I'm not talking about going out and buying Zoom webinar. I'm saying you could use Zoom meeting, especially if you have a smaller audience at this time. You do not have to have a big fancy schmancy thing. But that was the turnoff for a lot of people, was the creation of it and putting it on the right space and then figuring out your budget and how am I going to make a profit off of this. And now, if you are thinking about leveraging webinars more, a couple of things. One, think about the platform. Yes. Does it give you all the features that you want? Two, do you want it to be evergreen? Now, evergreen meaning that it continues to play on rotation without you being present. You don't have to be there. Okay. I can use either of the tools that I just mentioned to you in that way. But here's what I love, and this is me. It may not be you, but you have to think about this. My brand is such that it's all about that personal connection and interaction, and I love that. This is one of the reasons why I love live streams. And so what I did not want is to lose that touch point with the people who are in my classes, which is why when I do webinars and workshops and things like that, I'm typically going to do them live because I do love the heart-to-heart interaction, and I want to be present when people have questions and they need me. So I hear what they're saying. Webinars do work when you repurpose, and I do see the benefit and the beauty of creating funnels where you have a webinar as a lead-in. And I do have a webinar that I use that's an evergreen one for my quiz. So I see the benefits, but you have to think about what is right for you. Maybe one day we just need to do maybe we need to do a live stream on webinars. Okay, let's see. Yes. Maximum juice out of your lemon squeeze. You're so funny. All right. If you do have questions, pop those into the chat no matter where you are. If you're on Substack, if you are on YouTube, if you're LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you are, let me hear from you. I see Michelle Jackson in the house. What's up? Good to see you. Black Podcasters Association. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to talk about point number 4. We're on 4 right now, right? And before we do that, let me ask you this. Yeah, and see, so we got people who have differences in the way that they're using these different tools. So Greg said he doesn't even like that one. That's one of the few he doesn't like. Yeah, so it just depends on what works for you. You did Google Meet? I did. I used Google Meet, and it was absolutely fine. It was perfect. So you do not need to go out and spend beyond your budget, okay, or spend beyond the return you expect on the investment of time and creation. You literally can use something like a Google Meet to host your webinars, or Zoom. I really, really appreciated the beauty of Google Meet because it was already a part of the monthly subscription I pay Google Workspace anyway. It has the AI meeting notes built in, so you don't have to have a third-party tool for that. It allows you to control chat as separated from Q&A. It allows you to go live or to do your hosting with 1080 pixels automatically. Zoom does not. So there are all these different things. It even allows you now to create your own AI-generated background for your videos, which is crazy. So yes, I believe that you can use the tools that you already have. And I just encourage you, as you're making decisions about how you're using tech, don't be the one to go out and just buy the thing because, wow, that looks shiny and bright. Take a look at what you already have and use the resources that you have to the max. Let's see, as 10 years of no longer doing webinars, I took the plunge 2 weeks ago and did one using Go Brunch, and it worked very well. So yes, use what you have. And then I think the main point that's coming from Wistia here is that they can work really well when you repurpose that content that you spent that time putting together. So, tip. Love the tip. Okay, let's see. I know, right, Tanya Fisher? Google Workspace is doing the most, and I love it. I have really been getting maximum benefit out of my Google Workspace here lately, so I am loving it too. Thank you, Substack family. All right, let's talk about number 4. Number 4, we got 2 more, so we got a 4 and we got a 5. All right, point number 4 is this one, which we probably already knew, right? But hey, Wistia's State of Video report said it. They just reiterated it for us. AI is not the future. It is now. It's the now. It's happening in this moment. It's pretty much everywhere, no matter where you go. So tools like Cast Magic, ChatGPT, my custom pickaxes, as a matter of fact, let me show y'all that, which was really fun. You can create so many different tools, products, programs, services. You can leverage video in such a way that you make it truly personal and also solve problems. And the way that I'm leveraging my videos now, it's at a much quicker pace. It's in new and creative ways, but it still does not lose the edge. And the edge for me has always been the personal connection with people. The ability to be able to really have conversation and dialogue with folks like you. You're here in the chat. We're like having conversation back and forth. I'm popping it up on screen. I'm acknowledging and saying, yes, thank you for showing up. All of those things, because of video, we get to know each other better. And right now is such a crucial and critical time for us to get to connect with other human beings, right? So the fact that they're saying that it's standard, just think about any video creation tool or video support platform that you're using right now. It's probably got some form of AI in it. I want you to type in AI curious if you're exploring tools, video tools for AI, and AI confident if you're already using them regularly. I'm curious about that. So AI curious or AI confident, which one do you fall into? Now, let me show you something because this was really fun. This week I introduced something. I have been creating different GPTs, custom GPTs for a long time. I have. Probably close to a year now. I've just gotten better and better at them. But I recently created something using a video platform that I have called QuickPage. I recently created something called Vera, and Vera is an AI assistant. And so some of you here in the chat got the email and you've been playing in Vera, and some of you actually saw me post this on Facebook. I haven't posted it yet on Substack except for my private chat, right? But this is really cool, so I'm going to show you real fast. Let me pop up my screen share because this is so cool. So when I say, you just have to think of the problem and think of a solution you can present or provide for that problem. So what I'm doing when I do this class next week, the AI Brand Lab, where we're creating visuals that look like you. I'm teaching you prompts and I'm teaching you frameworks and I'm showing you tools that you can use. What I wanted to do is to help people out who were saying, well, I'm not sure how I want to show up on camera. So you see my pinks. Everybody knows my setup by my pinks. Let me just pull this up because y'all know. When you see all the pink, if you see this in a video, you're like, that's Tanya. I've heard it so many times, so I know it's true. I didn't make that up. You got to think about how are you showing up in such a way that people recognize you and your brand, right? And so what I decided to do is to create Vera to help you with this visual vibe. Like, how can I help people to create a visual vibe? So in Vera, when I was sending out the link, I actually have a little video where I'm showing people how to use the tool. She is a custom GPT. So when you click on start, she's going to walk you through a series of questions asking you about yourself and how you describe yourself and your personality. And when you get done, she's actually going to come up with a mood board for you. And you can bring that mood board to the class next Wednesday. So I love the power of AI. Now, originally, when I was sending this out, I just sent Vera, straight up Vera, without anything extra. Then I said, remember we looked at point number 2, and it was to leverage thank you pages and booking pages and that type of thing. What I said is, no, I need to add more context so that when people go to visit Vera, they know how to use her. So I added a little video walkthrough right here so that you would know exactly how to leverage leverage Vera, and you would be able to get started quickly and get your answers and keep going and use the mood board and the information that you learn to bring to our class. So that's just another example of how you can use video, not only in a way that is going to help you with your booking and your contact pages, but also in such a way that it's solving a problem. So when we talk about this point here about AI tools being now standard with video creation, get more creative and think more broadly than just simply, hey, I want to create an AI video that's showing me talking. Yeah, the talking head stuff is nice, but it's bigger than that. And the things that we can do now, we can create things in 5 minutes that used to take us 5 days or longer, right? So get creative, open your mind, think of how you can actually benefit other people through the power of AI and video. So I just wanted to share that because it was super fun to create. And you're right, my mic is pink. Let's see. Vera and during the class on it. Yeah, exactly. So look, everybody's winning. Everybody is winning. Tech troublemaker, you're AI confident. I am not surprised at all. He said, I am #AI addicted. I know a lot of people who are, sir. It's all good. We're in the same club. You're making me think about attending your class next week. Well, good. Come on, let's go. We're having fun. And you do have a special code. If you're in my email community, don't forget when you sign up, because you got the email today and you'll get another couple emails reminding you, don't forget to look at the code that is giving you an additional percentage off. Okay, so remember to find that. And if you can't find it, just reach out and ask and I'll send it to you. Okay, let's see what we got. I see AI cautious. You know what, Tom? That is fair. That's more than fair, and I didn't even give that as an option, but I think that is one to definitely put in there too. AI cautious is a good one. Thank you. Oh, I'm seeing some good folks in here. Eagles Perch with LaFern Beatty over on Substack. What's up, AI confident? I see it. Yes, Dion. Britt, thank you for joining. Tamika, thank you for joining over on Substack. It's wonderful to see you all over there too. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got. Your AI's name is Maya, Greg. My daughter's name is Naya. It's spelled the same but with an N. I've got like about 20 different AI assistants. I've got Marvin, the monetizer. I've got a whole bunch of them. So it's so much fun to do to solve problems, right? Okay, let's go to number 5, y'all, and then I'll do a quick recap for those of you who are coming in a little late. Or for those of you who are watching the replay and just wanted to get the quick and dirty, I'll give you the top 5 in just a second. So we're reviewing the Wistia State of Video report. Here's point 5. Point 5 is this. Are you surprised? I'm not. I'm going to tell you a story about something that happened within the last 48 hours. Most creators aren't promoting enough. This is what the State of Video report said. We're not creating enough. We're not doing enough. And we're probably sitting over here. You're probably looking at this right now and you're like, I'm doing the most. I'm promoting too much. I feel I don't want to be salesy. You're saying all those things. They're telling you, no, you're actually not. You're not doing enough. Most of your effort shouldn't be in creating more, is what the strategy is. It should be sharing smarter. So stop creating more stuff and share smarter. That's what I got from the message in the report. Use automation, use batching, use your existing content library. Use the things that you created now. Repurpose with purpose on purpose, y'all. How many times do you post each video after it goes live? 1 time? 3 times? Drop a number below. I'm guilty of this. It's something I was really stewing on the last weekend is I was like, I haven't done a good job recently of going back and really making sure I'm promoting previous live streams. I have to do that again. I need to build that back into my repurposing system and plan. It's true because as the thing said, most creators aren't promoting enough. So we put something out there once and we're like, well, everybody already saw that. Aren't they bored? Aren't they tired of seeing it? Half the people never saw it in the first place. This is why you need to put it out there 7 times so that somebody can see it once, right? So your video content needs to continue to be promoted and reshared again, even if it's in different ways. But we need to make sure that we're spending more time. Look, the quote was, only 35% of respondents said that they spend equal time on promotion as they do on production. Y'all hear what I'm saying? So we have to get better at promoting as much as we produce. Now, one thing that I saw, and let me pop this up real quick here. Dan Tanya in the house, what's up? I always love to see you. Greg said, let me get to promoting. I know, right? I know. That's me. I promote others more so than myself. My team has just gotten on me about that. Yes, I'm getting on you too. The Educated Natural. Put it out there 7 times. That's a quote. Yes, it is. Look, here, and I see the same thing over on Substack. We got Substack in the house. Yes, I have to do a better job of repurposing content and putting it out there. Yes, we put it out there again. We put it out there once and we're like, yeah, well, everybody should have seen it. They don't know. They don't know about you. They don't know. Look, okay, this is the quick story I'm going to tell you. A really good person, amazing, brilliant man. I'm not going to name him, but if he's watching this, he knows I'm talking about him right now. The other day was like, yeah, I've been told that I need to promote more, but I really didn't want to come out here and just make it seem like my whole feed is full of content about me and promoting stuff. So people got on his head. They're like, look, dude, we love your content. Where is it? We don't even know that you created this program over here, but it was good for the people that figured it out and found out it existed. They're like now, yes, this is awesome. But other people didn't even know you had it. So my comment back to him was this. One of my mentors way back in the day when I used to be a Mary Kay sales consultant and director, my mentor said, open mouth, open store. Closed mouth, what's the rest of it? Closed store. Open mouth, open store. Closed mouth, closed store. If people don't know what you have and what you're producing and what you're putting out there for them to help them to transform from being over here to now being over here and wildly successful, if they don't know you have that, they can't benefit from it. So you have to talk about it. You got to share it with people. It doesn't mean you have to force it down their throats. But when you're doing, for instance, live streams like I do, it becomes a part of the natural conversation. I've been able to share with you not only the fact that, hey, there's these 5 tips that we're able to pull out of this free report that you can get over on Wistia, but I've also been able to share with you several tools that I use. If I had done my job tonight, I would have had affiliate links up, which I usually do for the tools that I use, because that's a win-win-win. It's a win for me, a win for you, and a win for the company that created the thing. You learned about the fact that I have this new lab coming up. If I hadn't said anything, if I never told you about it, how would you know to even consider signing up? These are things we have to get more comfortable with, is having natural conversations and being proud of what we do and what we're putting together and what we're creating. I am proud of the work that I do for you. I'm not ashamed of that. I don't have a problem telling you about it. And if for some people that sounds too salesy, well, then they're not my customer. And they're not your customer. And you need to keep that in mind, right? The people who need what you have to share, those are going to be the ones that will flock to it and be attracted and magnetized to you and to what you talk about. For the other ones, they're just not meant for it, because not everyone is right for you. You hear me say this all the time, and you're not right for everyone. But everyone has someone, right? You're right for someone. Okay, let's see. One idea, many lives. That's the art of repurposing. Just Tornado. Yes, it is. That is, look, let me go ahead and do this. Hold on. Let me pop it up. That one is gold. Thank you. Yes, we needed some gold stars for that comment, because that's for real, for real. So look, I am going to do a recap. And I'm loving that folks are acknowledging, yeah, I really need to work on promoting. Yeah, we have to do it, because if we don't, and I'm not even going to say we have to, I'm going to say it's just something that should become a natural part of your conversation. You should be proud of what you're putting together. You should be proud of that. It's not anything to be ashamed of that you put together a transformational course or product or service or program, whatever it is, right? That is going to help someone else. No shame. So I want you to type that into the chat. If you're hearing what I'm saying, if it's like really getting through, type in no shame. You can put a hashtag in front of it if you want to. It's on you. Okay, let's do our recap of 5. Here we go. I want to make sure if you are watching tonight and you're like, hey, I'm getting what she's saying, I understand, I'm loving it, I want you to remember to go ahead and like the video, pass it on, share it to somebody else. Let's go through 5. Point number 1 was this: long form content is still working. So don't get it twisted. I know there's a whole lot of people out here talking about some short form content, reels and all that, and that does work. Those do work, but each thing has its purpose. And so we need to make sure that we're diversifying the video content that we're creating. That includes me, a reminder, long form, short form, and stuff in between. Point number 2, thank you and contact pages are missed opportunities for video. So remember, leverage personalized video. Say thank you like as a person. Don't just let your text say it for you. Let your voice and your face show the expression. Help people to really feel reaffirmed about the decision that they made to click the button, whatever that button is. Number 3, webinars still work when you repurpose. So what you do is you create the webinar, you're putting intention, you're putting purpose behind it. There's objectives. You're making sure it's logical. It's presented in a positive and professional way to represent you and your brand, however that's represented. And then you're going to repurpose the stuffing out of that thing and get the most mileage out of your content. That video can be used in so many ways. It's not just webinars, live streams like what we're doing right now, y'all. Yes, we've talked about this before. We have a whole class on repurposing live streams. So yes to the yes. Point 4, AI tools are now the standard. So we need to get used to it, right? Any video creation tools that you currently have probably have been integrated with some form of AI now. So look at what you have before you go out and buy the next thing. Look at it. If you were using Descript before, Descript has AI tools in it. If you were using just about anything, they all have AI in some way, shape, or form. And think beyond the box. It's not just about, let me create a talking head video. It's also, how can I leverage this to create something that becomes a problem resolution, right? Okay, and then point number 5 was this: most creators aren't promoting enough. Oh my God. We need to do a whole class on this. So we have to be better about leveraging video in such a way that it's not just a one and done thing, but we can use this thing everywhere we go all the time. All the time. So promote yourself, promote your stuff, be proud of what you're creating and putting out into the world, and share it and share it. Share it again. It's okay. Don't worry about feeling like you're being too salesy. Make it a part of your natural conversation, just like we've done tonight. Remember that I am going to be going live next week in StreamLikeABoss.tv, the AI Brand Lab. That's the class that I'm going to be teaching. And in that class, I guess I need to tell you a little bit about it. I told you about Vera, but in that class, we are actually teaching you how to create branded visuals. Say that 5 times. Visuals that look like you. So let me pop this up real fast so that you know what we're talking about. There we go. Create your own signature brand images without another photo shoot. Even though I love photo shoots, and you'll hear me say that, and you'll see this, we're talking about what's happening in between the photo shoots so that you're not constantly using stock images and photos, but you're actually creating them for yourself. So look at this. This was an actual real photo shoot here, this first image. These other 2 were created with AI, but they still look like me. One of the challenges a lot of you have if you're creating stuff with AI is that it's not consistent. It does not look like you. When I create, the formulas and the prompts and the frameworks that I use and the tools that I use will help it to look like you. And so this is what we're teaching. And there's Vera. Vera is my AI tool, my AI assistant that I'm teaching you how to use as well, with a mood board and visual vibes and all that other stuff. So anyways, that is one of the things that I am proud of that I've been working on. We have 3 upcoming AI creator labs. This one is just the first one, but it's one of the ones that I'm most excited about because I keep getting asked for it. And finally I was like, yeah, okay, I'll put this together. I'm ready. You know how you're like, I think I'm ready, but it takes you 20 more weeks to put the thing together. I finally just said, yeah, let me go ahead and move. Let's do this. All right, let me see. Just Tornado said, oh, let me make sure I pull up the right one so we can have, that's looking right. There we go. No shame. I use Notion so much. I heard Notion. Right? Instead of no shame. Dr. Vibe said, no shame. Greg said, the gold stars are fire. I want to have those for my show. Yes, you should. And you should also have the fire. We could do all the things with 𝐊𝐇𝐈𝐒 Live. We could just like blow everybody's mind with all the stuff that you could do with 𝐊𝐇𝐈𝐒 Live, which is why I'm wearing my handy dandy hat. It's one of my very first pieces of gear that I got from 𝐊𝐶AM, and I love it. It's one of my favorites. Let's see, here's a question. Will your class next week include how to create talking AI model of oneself? You know, that's not part of the current curriculum, but if we have time and if you actually attend, don't hesitate to ask while we're doing the class, and I can show you a couple of tools that can help you to do that pretty easily, okay? Yeah. And what I want to try to do is to help you to leverage tools that you have right now as much as possible, but if not, I don't want you like spending your whole entire check if people get checks anymore. I don't want you doing that with these tools because they move too quickly. So we'll talk about that too. Let's see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so welcome, Tom Huntington over on Substack, part of my community there. I appreciate you. You're very welcome, Dr. Vibe Show. No shame, Alicia. Yes, no shame, Tanya. Thank you, y'all. Eagles First said no shame. We ain't got no shame. We're going to talk about what we're putting out into the world because it's important. It's important, and it could change the whole entire way someone does business or does life. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right, folks. Thank you for spending time with me. We are at the top of the hour. And I will more than likely not be live on Thursday because I'm going to attend my monthly networking event that I do here physically in Dallas with the dames. And if anything, what I may do is an encore presentation of this video, but you got a chance to be here live with me. How about that? So that you can get your questions answered in real time. If I do a replay, I will make sure that I make it available to you to ask questions still so I can see them in the chat. And I'll try to respond from where I am, but I really do try to be present in whatever I'm doing. So we'll see about that. And if I do end up popping up, you'll see me on Thursday at our normal time or a little bit after at 7 p.m. Central. Thank you once again for spending time with me tonight on this Tech Tuesday. Let's see, I'm definitely going to watch on catch up since I missed the beginning. Boss content for what I did catch. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Just Tornado. I love to always, be here whenever you're here. I love to be able to serve in this way. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for taking the time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for notifications wherever you are, Substack, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. And I hope that you will continue to be well, be you, and I will see you next time in the stream.